diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer that had metastasized to her liver and her kidney. 6 months ago, my sister got declared cancer-free. 100% glory to God on that. It is a miracle. She didn't even want to fight it. And I'm like, you don't know what God's got planned. You got to fight this. Took 3 surgeries, 3 rounds of chemo. But she's cancer-free. And she would be the first to tell you the reason that she got this was her doctor told her, because of some pre-existing conditions, that she needed to have regular colonoscopies, and she just ignored the doctor. She didn't get a colonoscopy for 10 years, and then this happened. So, back when I turned 50 in the 1900s, I used to tell a story about getting my first colonoscopy, and so my sister said to me, this year, I want you to make me a promise. Whenever you go out and speak, you'll tell the story of your colonoscopy, so maybe somebody in your audience will be reminded to go get one, and they won't have to go through what I've been through for the last 3 years. I told her I would, so I will. So, I had been 50 for, 7 or 8 minutes when my wife scheduled me my first colonoscopy. And some of you may not even know what a colonoscopy is. In the Latin, the word colon means intestine. The word oscopy means to attach a GoPro to a garden hose and ram it through. I'm almost positive that's what oscopy means. There's 3 steps to a colonoscopy. The first step is the pre-surgery consultation, which you're going to do a couple of weeks before the actual procedure. And please pay attention during the consultation. And I tell you this not because I did, but because I didn't. Because I'm a comedian. I'm always trying to get somebody to laugh. I actually looked at the doctor and I go, boy, I bet you meet a lot of assholes in this. Not even a smile. That's funny. I don't care who you are. That's funny. Second step is the day before preparation, because they want you completely cleaned out before they put this camera through you. And so my wife had gathered all the ingredients for the preparation, but she was out running errands, so she was texting me. Now remember, at 3 o'clock you're supposed to start the preparation. I was like, I got it. Well, the first part of the preparation was you were supposed to mix 64 ounces of Gatorade with 10 large packets of Miralax. Now, the back of one packet of Miralax says, may cause loose and watery stools. 10 large packets of Miralax is guaranteed to clean out the Alaska pipeline. Now, if I had paid attention during the consultation, I would have remembered that you were supposed to spread the 64 ounces out over a period of 3 hours. I don't remember hearing that. So I mix it all together and I down that 64 ounces in 8 minutes and 34 seconds. And I know this because I timed myself so I could brag to my brother about it. Now the only thing remaining on the counter is a bottle of something called magnesium citrate. 2 drops of this stuff will pull the Eiffel Tower out of the earth. And I remember the doctor said everybody needed to drink at least half a bottle, but some people might have to drink the whole bottle. And I thought, well, I don't want to have to come back later and do this again. So I just popped that top, I pinched my nose, and I chugged the whole thing. Now, in just under 10 minutes, I had finished a preparation procedure that was supposed to take 4 hours. And not long after that, my stomach was making noises. Noises like that fireplace in the Amityville Horror. Get out. At which point my underwear tapped me on the shoulder and said, run! The first volley took my feet off the ground. I was physically afraid. And I watched a lot of a rodeo. Only thing I could think to do was put a glove on my left hand, get some rope, tie myself to the toilet seat, and hold on. I passed everything I've ever eaten in my entire life. I passed things I'd only thought about eating. I passed things my neighbors had eaten. I passed a red bicycle we keep in the garage. And 1 hour later, what was coming out of me was so pure it could be legally declared mountain spring water. And I was ready for my test. Get up the next morning and go down to the hospital. This is the part I was dreading the most. Ends up it's the easiest of the 3 steps. Thanks to a little needle they put in your arm with some of the most wonderful whatever. They put that needle in my arm. I was like, gone. I woke up and the doctor was standing there. And she's like, hey, it's all over. I was like, all over? I didn't even know you did it. She's like, yeah, everything looks great. You're not going to have to do this again for 5 years. I said, oh, that makes me happy. And she left. And I thought, why did I have all this anxiety about this? Fear not. It was a piece of cake. And so I sat up, and there was a plastic bag at the end of the bed, had my clothes and my phone in it, and I had that little hospital gown on. So I started to untie the gown, and in walks this nurse, and she goes, whoa, what are you doing? I said, well, I guess I'm going home. She said, guess again. I said, what's the problem? She said, well, in order to get that camera through you, they had to inflate your intestines with air, and you can't go home until you give that air back. I said, okay, I will. She said, well, I have to verify that you do. At which point I noticed she is holding a pen and a clipboard. And I remember career day in high school. Nobody told us we could get paid good money for rating farts on a clipboard. Because I had friends that do that all the time for free. But here's the problem. I was also raised in the South. My mother taught me never, ever do this in front of a woman, especially a woman I don't know. So even though I really need to do what she wants me to do, I can't. I lock up. And now she's frustrated because she's got other work she needs to take care of. And she goes, mister, I have had it. She said, you get back in that bed, you get down on all fours, and you lower your shoulders to that mattress. And when I get in that position, I can tell this lady knows what she's talking about. Because this is about to work. So this was my thought process. I thought, all right, if I'm about to embarrass myself in front of this woman I don't even know, why not just do like I did with the preparation and get it all over with at one time? So I thought back to my wife's childbirth classes and the breathing technique they had taught her. And I did the big push, just like they showed my wife. Y'all. What came out of me was so loud and so long, I could hear people down the hall laughing. And I said to the nurse, can I go home now? And she said, please do.